How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan. Born to battle. Stop just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys Fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all, Cowboys Nation. There's going to be a number of Dallas Cowboys fans who become Angry Cowboys fans after this upcoming draft. The way people are posting and mocking different players to the Dallas Cowboys, I have a feeling that it's not going to go in the favor of some fans because those fans are looking to replace a former player as opposed to getting the right player to better the team. What am I talking about, Cowboys Nation? Let's go ahead and get to the nitty-gritty during this Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
I'm being keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
Well, Cowboys Nation, we are currently 5 days away from the 2026 NFL Draft, and honestly, I am so freaking glad that we're almost there because the discourse surrounding the draft has become another dividing rod within Cowboys Nation. As if we needed another reason to be divided in Cowboys Nation. So many people have so many ideas when it comes to this upcoming draft for our Dallas Cowboys defense. So many people have talked about trading up in this draft, while there's been people that's been talking about trading back in this draft. Some have talked about drafting one position, while others have been talking about drafting other positions, and the position that I don't want to see drafted, but hey, it is what it is cornerback. But a lot of the people have been talking about drafting safety, edge rusher, or the Mike linebacker position. The way the discourse has been going with the edge rusher position is that a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans are talking about finding the next Micah Parsons, finding a player that can replace Micah Parsons. In the words of your guy Nick's over on X, said Cowboys fans are still chasing the dragon when it comes to Micah Parsons and what he brought to the Dallas Cowboys while he was a Dallas Cowboy. But you see, Cowboys Nation, I believe Micah Parsons to be a transitional talent, while others believe that he's a generational talent. I feel a transitional talent can be found more often than not, and a generational talent only comes around one generation. But we shouldn't be going into this draft trying to find the next Micah Parsons, and I pray that Jerry, Steven, Will McClay, Shotty, and CP aren't addressing this draft as such, because if he's a generational talent like a lot of Cowboys fans claim he is, how many times do you think that we're going to strike oil every time we have a shot at it? And how I'm looking at this draft is to find those players that can help the defense all around. Whether it's pick 12 or pick 20, whether it's an offensive player or a defensive player. How can said player make his mark on this team to better the chances to be more effective? There's been so many players that's been shunned by Cowboys Nation while only leaving a certain few that a majority of the fan base aim to get. Players the likes of Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Mansour Delane, and so on. What if players are taken from the Dallas Cowboys before we get to pick? What if said players that you aim to get, that you really want to get in this draft, aren't on the board because we're picking at 12? Some people say the simple answer is to trade back, but what if no team wants to trade to that 12th spot? What do you do then, Cowboys Nation? And you know, I entered this draft process with the idea of not making the same mistake that I made last year. I had my mindset on 2 players in the first round, and they were snatched from us before we could even get a chance to pick. Those players were Ashton Genty and Tetaroa McMillan. When they were snatched off the board, I got angry, but I also understood why the Dallas Cowboys drafted who they did draft with the first round pick. They were trying to fortify the offensive line. It may not have been the sexy pick, but it was definitely a position that we truly needed after the retirement of Zach Martin. But in this draft, I got my pet prospects that I would love to see the Dallas Cowboys draft, that I would love to see in the Dallas Cowboys uniform, but I'm not going to put all my emotions behind it because something could happen to where, once again, they get snatched from us. Players the likes of Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Cassius Howell, Ruben Bain, or even Jeremiah Love, or even CJ Allen or Jacob Rodriguez due to the fact that we don't have a second-round pick. I can't get emotionally attached again, Cowboys Nation. It took its toll on me last year. But this is what I feel that's happening to a number of Dallas Cowboys fans. They're getting attached to some of these players, and when those players are drafted before we get a chance to draft them, the person that we end up drafting, they'll get shunned. They'll get frowned upon as if they're not talented enough to help our team achieve the goal of becoming contenders once again. There's so many people shunning Cassius Howell over on X. I read an article that's shunning Sonny Styles. The disrespect of Ruben Bain and the size of his arms has been running rampant on social media to where people are calling him, and Cassius Howell, Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. Forget their film. They're just going off of what he looks like. So like I said before, I'm just going to try to trust the process when it comes to the NFL draft and the Dallas Cowboys movements and selections in said draft. I've gone on record saying that I would like to see them move up to get a blue chip player, but I don't expect them to do that, Cowboys Nation. I've said that I want them to try and trade back from 20 to get in the second round as well as get another third round pick. I don't foresee that happening, but hey, maybe it does. But I'm going to trust the vision of Christian Parker. I'm going to trust the vision that Christian Parker has for his defense and the players that he and Will McClay feel will make the biggest impact for the team. Even though I don't want them to pick a defensive back at 12 or 20, I'm perfectly fine if they do so because I know that the pick that they're going to be picking on the defensive side of the ball, it's coming from the defensive coordinator, and he has a plan for this defense moving forward. It's also about the scheme he plans on running, which is that 3-4 by nature, while also seeing multiple fronts. They have to pick the players that fit the overall scheme, and if it's players that I don't have in mind, then it is what it is, Cowboys Nation. But one thing that you won't see me do this year is getting pissed off at the players that they do decide to draft because these scouts and these coaches know a hell of a lot more about the process than I do. They know more about where they envision the defense than I do, or even the Cowboys fans and content creators do. At the end of the day, it's not going to be up to what we want for the Dallas Cowboys, who we want the Dallas Cowboys to pick. It's going to be up to them, and we're going to have to live with that decision. One player that I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans frown upon, and that's Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. And the reason being is that he doesn't have the sack numbers that resemble Micah Parsons coming out of college. Due to the way he was being used in Auburn, he didn't have much of an opportunity to get into the backfield. This doesn't mean that he wouldn't have success being a Dallas Cowboy, though. That doesn't mean that he would be a complete wash or a bust. We honestly don't know what he could be under Christian Parker, Marcus Dixon, and BT Jordan, but that hasn't stopped Cowboys fans from shutting the door on the possibility of him being drafted to the Dallas Cowboys. All I know is that I want the Dallas Cowboys to address two positions that we didn't give much love to in free agency, and that's edge as well as the green dot. Sure, we picked up Rashad Gary at edge, but other than that, how does the edge rusher room look going into the 2026 season? Whether they address the green dot in the draft or in free agency after the draft, I'm going to need the Dallas Cowboys to really put a difference maker at the green dot position. This is why I've gone on record saying that the Dallas Cowboys should pick up Bobby Wagner to be the mentor and teacher to the people that we're bringing at that spot moving forward. And I know a lot of Cowboys fans frown on Bobby Wagner coming to the Dallas Cowboys, but I believe it's better than just going into the season with Shamar James being the green dot moving forward. Shoot, I would even consider bringing Eric Kendrick back to the Dallas Cowboys just to hold down the middle of our field. But one thing that we're not going to get is a defense full of all pros. There's going to be some players that aren't as talented as your starters that are role players and special team players. There's no way to even fathom the Dallas Cowboys being foolproof when it comes to the players they bring to the team, and we can't just draft 5 first-round picks to be plug-and-play players with little to no development. Also, I've been thinking, does Cowboys Nation truly trust Christian Parker to be able to turn this defense around this year? The way people have been trying to stack the team with nothing but all pros makes me feel as if they don't trust Christian Parker to be able to help mold this defense into a successful one, and that doesn't mean top 3 successful. I mean realistically successful, like being 12th overall. And I understand that you want to set your defensive coordinator up with the best possible roster that you can, but we also have to be realistic here, Cowboys Nation. Realistic in the fact that the more you trade back, the lesser the talent is your coaching staff is trying to get. Sure, you can find some talented players in the second and possibly the third round, but don't be surprised if you wait until the third round to get your green dot and that ends up being a developmental piece instead of an NFL-ready addition. And a lot of scouts, talking heads, and content creators have first-round talent stopping at around 17 to 20 in this draft, with the later first-round picks being charted as high-end second-round talent. So if the plan is to move back, don't be surprised when the talent you trade back for needs time to get acclimated to the system and they're not plug-and-play additions, something that a lot of Cowboys fans say we need right now. But Cowboys Nation, I am truly excited to see how this 2026 NFL draft unfolds for our Dallas Cowboys. I'm intrigued to see what team passes up on who falls in the draft, and who the Dallas Cowboys eventually end up drafting. Can we have another situation where we stumble upon a Cooper Beebe type player? Only time will tell, Cowboys Nation. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you think about what I had to say in this video? Do you really trust Christian Parker to be able to help turn this defense around without 11 all-pros? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the content out to Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, subscribe, and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you can't wait until the 2026 NFL draft so that it is done and over with and we can see what this team is going to look like moving to the 2026 season, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release another video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 or College Football 26 gameplay on my other channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. I know. Trust in the process isn't something fans want to hear, but that's all we can do at this point, Cowboys Nation. So I'm going to hope for the best this upcoming Thursday, and I'm not going to get pissed off if they don't draft the guy that I want them to draft. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.